If you've been considering the new Momcozy Mobile Flow M9, then stick around, as in this video I am going to walk you through all the pros, cons, and things you might want to consider before making your purchase. Now, these pumps were gifted to me by Momcozy, but all of these thoughts and the review is my own. So let's get started. I'll be up front, there is quite a bit of mixed reviews when it comes to the M9. The best part, I think, so far is that this pump comes with its very own mobile app. From the app, you can start your pump, you can pause it, there's a countdown, you can change your settings. We will go into the app a little bit more, but I do really love that the M9 comes with its very own app, which is something I have really been hoping Momcozy would do for a long time. All right, so let's take a look at more detail of this pump. So it comes with these great flange covers. One of the things I love is you have this base, so your pump will stand up. That is extremely handy when you are taking it off and you are looking to remove your other pump. Now, it comes with 3 modes. You have your stimulation. So if I turn this on, you can see you've got stimulation, you've got your expression, and both are on with a mixed mode. There are also 15 different suction levels, which I really do love. It lets you really custom your pumping session to the suction that's best going to suit you. Normally you will see 9 to 12 suction levels, so having the extra few really is beneficial. Overall though, the suction strength is up to 300 millimeters of mercury, so again it's quite a powerful pump. Turn that off for a second. What is great in terms of the flange, you can easily see here that they have their double fit flange. Now this comes in a standard 24 millimeters. Unfortunately, at this stage of recording, there isn't the 27 millimeter, so that is more difficult for those that have the larger nipple size. This probably won't be suitable for you until they bring out their 27 millimeter flange. However, if you are on the smaller side, it does come with your flange inserts, and they are a 17, 19 and 20 millimeter. So I do love that Momcozy have included your flange inserts for the smaller sizes. In terms of battery life, it comes with 150 minutes of usage, which is an hour and a half. It's around 6 to 7 20-minute pumping sessions, so it is quite up there with most wearable breast pumps. The charging time is an hour and a half, and it's all done by USB, which I do love. It makes this that bit more portable. Now you can see before, if I go back to the screen, you have this fantastic LED screen which has your battery. It comes with an inbuilt timer. Now this screen will go dark after about 45 seconds. So I do love this, especially for nighttime pumping. It bugs me a little bit when you have a light that stays on because it's just not necessary. Now it is quite quiet. Let me turn this up to maximum. So it is quiet. You will hear it if there is no background noise on the highest setting. So do keep that in mind. However, if there's a bit of background noise, it is pretty quiet. It's not heavy, but it is heavier than some of the other Momcozy pumps. It's 302 grams per pump. Again, it's not heavy, but it's not extremely light like some of the other Momcozy pumps. Okay, so that's the main features of this pump. Let's talk about some of the downsides, because there are a couple which this is where most of the more negative reviews come from, is in terms of it's a little bit more complicated than your regular Momcozy pump. And I have to say, I don't love this part. I do agree with some of the reviews that it is probably a little bit unnecessarily complicated, and having all these parts and all the little bits to twist and turn do potentially allow for parts to get broken easier and for more opportunity for leaks, especially with broken seals or if you haven't put this together properly. So one of the, I guess this one, so this is the diaphragm, this little bit here, it needs to get threaded through. So if I put that through, you can kind of see how easy that could be to tear that little part here. And so then it's just going to be a little bit more potential maintenance with some of your silicone parts. Again, when you're putting this on, it clips in, but you have this little spot here where you really have to push that down. And again, it's just these little things that make it a little bit more complicated when you're putting it together, just give you that little bit more opportunity for leaks and wear and tears if the seals aren't in place properly, if your parts have started to wear. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Again, even with your duckbill valve, you can see that there's a little ridge bit there. So this has to get pushed through, but you have to really pull this through to make sure that you've got the proper seal. So again, it's just these little extra bits that make this pump a little bit more complicated. And yeah, it's not something I love, but it's something you might want to consider. Now, this little lid bit here, I probably am making this harder. You need to turn to lock that in place. So again, just an extra step. Once you have that all in place, it is pretty easy to pop together, and your pump motor just slides on. I will do a video on how to use your M9 properly, and I will link that to this video. So another couple of downsides is that your parts are not dishwasher safe. They're not suitable for a microwave or a UV sterilizer. So they are hand wash only. That means you will need to boil your parts when washing it. Something to consider. Now I do like these little storage containers. Again, they sit up. They come with a great little cap. So this is something that you don't have on the other Momcozy pumps. This can go straight into the fridge as a nice, easy storage. Your pump does come with 2 spare milk collectors, which again is incredibly handy if you want to just do a quick pump and then pop this straight into the fridge without having to worry about pouring these into different containers and carrying extra bits and pieces with you. Downside is these are actually really quite hard to pour from. There's a little bit here as a lip, but I can see this creating a few more spills when you are transferring your milk into another container. So again, pros, you can have this in the fridge in its own storage container, which is really handy, especially if you're on the go or in work. However, when you do need to pour these into your bottle or another storage container, it can be a little bit trickier. Included in your pack, you also have your nipple measuring tool. I do love that Momcozy provides these, as well as the spare inserts. It does make this incredibly easy to get the right fit straight away. And you also, it comes with its hard shell carry case. Now, this has plenty of room to store your pumps, as well as, let me just move that, as well as plenty of storage for all your spare containers, any inserts. So I do especially love this case. Now, the biggest benefit, so I've talked about a lot of the pros and a lot of the cons. The biggest pro that I said at the start was the app. Now, I will add into this a little rundown of how to use your app. It comes with 2 different specialist modes. So it comes with an inbuilt milk boost, which is similar to your power pumping, which is fantastic. You can set it up, press play, and you can go on for your power pumping cycle. And it also has another cycle for your milk relief. So if you're feeling quite engorged or something else is happening, it does have a milk relief setting as well. In the app, you can record your how much milk you have pumped in each session. It also has statistics on your session, so when you pumped, how long you pumped for. You can also, though, in the app, create your own personal mode sessions. So if you have a certain cycle that you know works best for you, you can create that cycle in the app, which I do think is something really great for most mums. However, if, again, it's a bit of you may or may not need to use it depending on how often you're using your pump, what kind of setup, etc. So there's some big pluses with this, mostly around your app. Without the app, would this be my go-to pump? Probably not. With the app, I do really love the extra control that it gives you. Again, lots of pluses and negatives to this pump, but I hope this video has helped you make your decision. Cheers.